Hey, what's up, guys? We're at Locals, and we have Steve here. He just first place, undefeated at Locals. And what deck did you run today?
I played Pendulum Magicians.
All right. What makes you run pendulums in this format?
Well, I was running tier, and then it got absolutely neutered, and I don't want to play Kashtira. And I just had these cards laying around, and I've been playing the original deck for a while, so I just know this deck in and out. And yeah, that's it. I know the deck, so it's basically why I play it. So
Great. How many cards are in the main deck?
it's 41, and then obviously 15 in the extra deck. So
Great. Yeah. Then we'll get into it.
All right, so then to start, we'll go with the monsters. 1 Astrograph Sorcerer. The card's at 1. Obviously, you play it. It's the best, one of the best extenders in the deck. If a card you control is destroyed, you just special it from the hand and search a copy of the card that was destroyed. So it's really good. You could search it off of Wavering Eyes and Time Star Magician, so it's really good. More extenders, Triple Curtain Raiser.
Ooh, best actor.
Yeah, you really just need to go into Beyond before you Pendulum Summon. It's once per duel, but it's a level 4, and it's the best extender. You could play like a couple other things, but that's just the best one.
Yeah.
And then we're playing Magicians, so 3 Joker. You could search anything in the deck with this. This card's loyal. I always see it in my opening hand. So yeah, 3 of this. And then we'll get to the Performa Pals. They're just one-ofs. You have 1 Odd Eyes Dissolver. You special this from your grave with Selene or Black Fang, and you could fuse with it in your scale, and it's an Odd Eyes, so you can make Vortex Dragon.
Ooh.
Monkey Board, it's at 1. It's a free 1-card scale.
Would you run more if it was beyond 1?
Yeah, I would probably play 3 if it was at 3. 2, yeah, I'd play 2, but
Okay.
for now, I mean, it's cool at 1. I'm glad they're giving them back stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 1 Celestial, this would be a 2 of, probably eventually. This thing's insane. To get that end phase search, and if you have Barone on the field, they can't activate monster effects for the rest of the turn, which is pretty good.
Very nice.
And it's also a Performa Pal and a Magician, so that comes up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then 1 Pendulum Sorcerer. This will be at 2 as well. The main combo you want to do is turn 0, Pendulum Summon Harmonizing, and Pendulum Sorcerer with access to Double Iris. You'll get the Trap, and then Vortex, and a whole bunch of advantage. And then the 1 Lady Ange. I discovered this card. Basically, It's just discard it in a Performa Pal to draw 2 cards. So with this guy, you just pop 2 cards. Hopefully one of them's Double Iris. Search these 2, and then use this. Discard the Dissolver, draw 2 cards, and then summon it back with Selene and Fusion Summon. So yeah, pretty good. That's it for the Performa Pals.
Do you like this card? Like, would you cut it or would you keep it at this point?
Right now, I think I want to keep it because it's the only way to consistently do the Vortex play by summoning it from Grave. So I think I'd keep it for now.
Okay.
And then for the Magicians, you got 2 Black Fang and 2 Oath. If there's a Magician in the other scale, this adds 1 back from extra deck. With Master Rule, the way it is now, this is really good because Pendulum Summoning from hand helps.
Yeah.
Because extra deck, you're kind of limited. This is a Monster Reborn. Anything but turn 0. You can go for game with it. If it's destroyed, you just revive any Dark Spellcaster. So
very nice.
That's really good.
How do you like those ratios?
I would play more of them. I do, spoiler, play Desires in this deck, but space is really limited. I honestly want to go to 40. Like I said, I'm at 41 right now, but I just caught on. I don't know what to cut. So
It's a hard engine to kind of cut with all those cards.
it is. It really is. So, and then the best thing to Pendulum Summon from your hand is Harmonizing. Since it came out, it's been the best. You just Pendulum Summon it from hand, you can't Pendulum it from extra deck, and then you just summon a Magician from deck. People used to summon 7s and go into Absolute. You could summon a 6, or you can summon a 4. So you can make rank 4s, Synchro 8s, Synchro 10s. You could just
That's
do so much
crazy.
with it.
Yeah.
It's insane. So 3 of you want to open it. Same thing with Double Iris. My build focuses on the trap card, so obviously this. You want to destroy this turn 1. That's why Pendulum Sorcerer is so important, because it lets you do it your first turn.
Which trap card, I'm sorry?
It searches this, and it also searches for this card. This prevents your spellcasters from being targeted by spells or effects. This is prevents spellcasters from being targeted by trap or effects, so Impermanence, Chalice, stuff like that. And then this trap card, well, I guess we'll just explain it now. I could target a Magician on my field and a card my opponent controls and destroy them.
Okay.
But if that effect does not destroy 2 cards, I can send a card on the field to the graveyard.
That's so cool.
Yeah, this is why I play the deck, because it's just so powerful.
Really? Yeah.
And then this Mandatory, I have to search a magician when it leaves the field, but let's get back to that eventually. But yeah, double iris, it searches the trap, so obviously. And then Wisdom Eye, this is technically the best one because it's any magician as long as you have another one in your scale, even itself.
That's so cool that this card's being used like all the way later, like one of the first pendulums.
The builds are basically you either run this or you run Pendulum Call, but Pendulum Call you get shit on if they have Ash, like you just lose. So that no one runs Ogre. That's the only thing that stops that. So and then the best utility magician is Purple Poison. In the scale, it grants your Dark Spellcaster at the start of the damage step 1200 attack, and then it triggers in the damage step when it gets destroyed to pop a card on the field, so it's just insane. Read it if you don't know, explain, but this is just the best utility card. So if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, pop a card, so outs floodgates, literally, like...
That's why you run at 3?
Yeah, this is like you're out to anti-spell and stuff. If they have a monster, you just normal it, crash it, out the anti-spell, main 2, do some things, so...
Very nice.
But yeah, it's essential at 3 in the Magician build. And then that's it for the monsters. For the spells, Triple Wavering Eyes. Nobody really plays this card, but this searches Astro. And like I said, you want to destroy your Double Iris and stuff going first, and this does the job.
Would you ever play less than 3, or do you think like if you're gonna run it, you want to see the 3?
This is the only spell that I play at 3 because I just want to open it. It does suck late game seeing this card, but it's just it searches Astro, and Astro is like it makes the deck go round. Yeah, and then also it comes up in time. It burns them for 5. I've won a few games burning for 5 here and there.
Wow.
And then the next spell is Double Duelist Alliance.
Ooh.
If there's a card in the Pendulum Zone, you just search a Pendulum Spell or Trap. Or a Pendulum Monster, you could search Double Iris because it's always treated as a Pendulum Dragon. And then you could search Pendulum Sorcerer, you could search the Trap or the Spell with this as well. That I might cut to 1 eventually for space, but I'm not sure.
Does it get cloggy?
It can get pretty cloggy if you already have access to what it can search. And then Double Desires, I'd play 3, but sadly, not allowed to. So,
next list.
Yeah. This is a card I've been back and forth on. I know you have too. I didn't see this at all today, but every time I see it, it's just so good. It's so hard to cut it, and everyone's gonna hand trap you because they have to. Or
like Ash hurts your deck too, right?
Yeah.
You know.
But this is just sucks when they have impermanence, and impermanence is very good against this deck too.
Oh really? Okay.
So you could even cut this, go to 40, and make this like a called buy or something. But I don't know.
Just every time you resolve it, you basically win, right?
Yeah, when I get it off, it's insane. So that's why it's so hard to cut. And then obviously we talked about this card. You could search it, and you only need 1. And then Instant Fusion. This card's still unbanned. You can summon.
You're now the best Instant Fusion deck.
Yeah, I'll show you what I could summon later. But it's just an extender. Again, you want to make Beyond, and then I play 2 with the Trap. I went from 1 to 2, but 2 is just a soft spot because I have Desires in here, and there's been so many times grind game, which this deck goes into a lot. Yeah. That you need 2 of this card. So yeah, 2 of that. That's it for the main. Again, that's 41 cards. You can do whatever. I mean, that's just I'm still working on it.
You mentioned a few cards you'd cut. So.
Yeah. And then for the extra deck, this is kind of where obviously Pendulum shines because it's Pendulum. The monsters just lead you into the extra deck. This card's insane. I've won game after game with the access code. You make it for
free. Check out the feature match.
Yeah, check out the feature match. Yeah, I'm gonna play it till they ban it. It's just in my deck, it's a 53 attacker that can wipe 2 cards. So, and then Apollosa. I mean, obviously, I get so many free monsters. You might as well just make this. Again, you can make this for free with like.
Did you make this today?
Celine. I didn't make this once today either.
It's kind of situational.
Yeah, but when it comes up, it comes up. So obviously, you just play it. And then Celine, card's insane. This is the combo with Dissolver. So like once you discard the Lady Ange and the Dissolver, you have the counters on it. You just revive the Dissolver, and that's how you fuse with your scales. So, and then you link this away eventually for like the Apollosa for 2 or whatever.
Oh, very nice.
And then utility links. Well, not utility, I guess. Beyond. I'd run 2 of this card. I just don't have 2. It just takes 2 effect monsters, including a Pendulum when it's link summon. Add any Pendulum from deck to hand. But until you Pendulum summon, it negates your scales and you can't use monster effects. Synergize is really good with Monkey Board. Because if there's not a Perform a Pal in your other zone with Monkey Board, it's a scale 4. So you could search the Monkey Board as a low scale, activate it, and you got Double Iris in the other scale. It's negated until you Pendulum Summon, so it's a scale 1. So
very nice.
Just, really cool things like that. So yeah, play 2 if you got 2, and then you could probably cut the Nightmare Unicorn, honestly, or the Apollosa.
Did you summon this today?
No, I haven't summoned this in a while, but I keep it in there for the IP play, but it never comes up, so I'd maybe get 2 of the Beyond. And then IP, again, this is just good because you can make app blows on your opponent's turn, or it's just like a free link to that points down that they kind of have to answer.
Yeah.
Or it'll make something annoying. So yeah, that's it for the links. And then Pat to Shell, that's the instant fusion target. It really doesn't do much else, but if it's destroyed, you put it in the scale, and if there's not one in your other scale, you could put one from extra deck there. It's come up a couple times, but it's mostly the free body to link off.
Yeah, I see you go into it like previously a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
you could summon it with the Dissolver too. It just takes 2 Pendulum monsters.
okay.
And then you got the Vortex Dragon. That's what you summon off the Odd Eyes Dissolver.
Is this like the best monster in the extra deck, you'd say?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best. The most consistent, second most consistent negate, I guess. The most consistent negate is definitely Barone.
Okay.
You just summon Oath Dragon from the deck with Harmonizing, and then just make this, and it's just a negate.
Is that on your standard board, like having like probably one of each, or like, yeah?
It's like full board is like Odd Eyes Barone, then like a Dweller and IP or something like that. But yeah. Barone is the most consistent if you don't have the Dissolver play. And then Ignister Prominence. I just can't cut this card because it destroys my scales, which will trigger effects, and then it non-targets spin something. So yeah,
Is it a part of your
insane.
standard combo kind of thing?
No, this is like a board breaker when I'm trying to get free to make access code and go for games. So this could be like a Savage Dragon if you want the extra negate in the extra deck. But yeah, this maybe is a flex spot.
Yeah.
And then for the ranks, we just got 2 Time Star. This thing's pretty good. It takes 2 Magicians. You can detach to add a Dark Spellcaster that's in your face-up extra deck, graveyard, or deck and add it to your hand. Any Dark Spellcaster. And then, yeah, so this lets you loop Astrograph Sorcerer when it goes to your extra deck.
Very good.
You could search so much stuff. And then if a Pendulum card you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can Foolish Burial Spellcaster from deck instead, like Dingirsu to protect.
That's very cool.
And it combos with the Trap card, because then your thing won't be destroyed, you'll pop theirs, and since you didn't destroy 2 cards, you get to send another card with the Trap card. So that's one of the better combos in the deck.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so that's usually, this is also usually is on my end board at some point.
Do you go into 2 a lot? That's why you're on the 2?
Oh yeah, definitely 2, yeah. And then the last 3 cards I run is just generic rank 4s. Dweller for any graveyard matchup, Tornado Dragon for the back row matchup, and Baguska for basically Branded and Kashtira. Maybe Flu as well too, but yeah, just utility for everything in the main.
How do you like this lineup? Like, would you cut anything or run anything more for rank 4 utility?
No, honestly, maybe the only thing is I would probably side the Tornado Dragon and then just make this Tornado Dragon, or make the Tornado Dragon or the Ignister the second beyond, basically.
Yeah.
Something like that. These I use the most. So this one came up once today, but it didn't help me any more than just making something else.
Okay.
So. But yeah, that's it. Couple of shout-outs. Shout out to MetaGamesGX.
Oh, thank you.
I don't have a side deck. I'm sorry. It's pretty weird. I didn't side all day.
Really?
Yeah, so...
Oh my god, undefeated with no side deck.
I wasn't siding
Pendulum best deck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I love it, because it has utility against everything. The trap is insane. But yeah, shout-outs. Shout out MetaGamesGX.
Aw.
Subscribe to the channel. Thanks
Appreciate
for having me on. Shout out to Genesis Gaming. Shout out to Shadow Realm. Shout out everyone that I play with, and everyone that I test with. And yeah, thank you.
Great job getting first place, man. Well deserved. Very
Appreciate
good. All right. Thanks for the deck profile.
Yep. See you.
See ya.